Our third and final method for solving systems is to solve systems by elimination. This is another method kind of like substitution that you can solve with algebra. You can solve any problem using elimination, and you can solve any problem using substitution. So it's really just going to be a preference of whether you prefer this method or substitution, but sometimes this is quicker than substitution. So you can eliminate a variable by adding equations with opposite coefficients. This is elimination. We find one variable by eliminating the other. Example 1, solve using elimination. Notice that my x's have different numbers for their coefficients, but my y's have opposite coefficients. There's a positive 1y and a negative 1y. So if I add those together, they'll be eliminated. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add my equations. When I add 2x plus 4x, I get 6x. When I add y plus negative y, I just get 0. I get nothing. And 8 plus 4 is 12. So I added my equations. 6x plus 0 is just 6x, and it equals 12. Divide both sides by 6, and I get that x is 2. So I eliminated my y's because they had opposite coefficients, and I found that my value for x was 2. Now, just like when I solved using substitution, once I found the first variable, we can just find the other variable by plugging into either equation. So I'm going to pick the first equation. So I just plug in place of x, which x was 2. I simplify this. 2 times 2 is 4, plus y equals 8. Subtract 4 from both sides to get y, and y is 4. So the solution to this system is where x is 2, y is 4. That's the solution to the system of equations. Notice that this was a pretty quick method to solve. If you have two equations that you can automatically just add and eliminate a variable, then this is going to be the fastest way to solve them. Now you may need to change one or both equations to get opposite coefficients. Some problems don't start with opposite coefficients in place. So you can multiply an equation by a number to get an equivalent equation. Example 2, solve using elimination. The difference of the length and width of the rectangle is 3 centimeters. What are the length and width? So sometimes you might be given this system, but we're going to go ahead and figure out what it is using our information given. We've got two pieces of information. We know in this drawing that the perimeter is 26 centimeters. So to get the perimeter of a rectangle, we say twice the length plus twice the width equal the perimeter, which is 26. We're also told that the difference of the length and width is 3 centimeters. So difference just means subtract. Length minus width equals 3. And so we've got a system set up. Now in our information it says we may need to change one or both equations to get opposite coefficients. So I'm going to look at this a minute. Notice in these W terms that they're already opposites. One's positive, one's negative, but the signs are different. The signs are positive and one's negative, but the coefficients are different. So I want them to both be 2. So I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by 2. And then I'm going to rewrite it here below. So my first equation stays the same, but my second equation, when I multiply by 2, 2 times the length is twice the length. 2 times the width is minus twice the width, because there was a subtraction symbol. And 2 times 3 is 6. And so now I've rewritten that second equation by using an equivalent equation by just multiplying it by a number. Since I did that, I can actually add these two equations now. So 2L plus 2L is 4L. 2W minus 2W is 0. And 26 plus 6 is 32. So we get that 4L equal 32. Divide both sides by 4. And L is 8. I could go ahead and find my other variable. Remember, I can go to either equation and solve for W. I'm going to pick the second equation, which originally was length minus width equals 3. The length is 8 minus W equals 3, and you might figure that out in your head there. And so we're going to subtract 8 from both sides. We get negative W equal negative 5. Divide both sides by negative 1 to get W by itself. And W is positive 5. So we're almost finished. We found the length, we found the width, and we just need to answer the question since this is a word problem. It said, what are the length and width? So I'm just going to answer it. The length is 8 centimeters. And the width is 5 centimeters. We've answered the question to the word problem, and we have solved the system.